Hi everybody, Melissa from Melissa vs. Fibromyalgia here. Happy Awareness Month. I am taking a break from my usual practical proactive tips of things that you can do to manage fibromyalgia as well as possible, because I really want to decrease your journey to better wellness. Mine took a very long time and a lot of hard work because I had to figure it all out myself. But this month we are talking about what is it really like living with fibromyalgia and all of the bits involved with it. So we've talked about chronic pain, we've talked about chronic fatigue. Now I want to talk about insomnia. What does it mean to have chronic insomnia? It sounds so tidy to say chronic insomnia, and other people might think, oh yeah, sometimes I have difficulty sleeping, sometimes I can't go to sleep easily. You just don't know what you don't know. Let me explain. The sleep issue associated with fibromyalgia can include difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, waking up too early, but the biggie is inability to get quality sleep. Let me give you an example. I've worked really hard on my health over the last 8 to 10 years. I have tried all the things you can probably think of. There is probably not that many more people who are more proactive than me. I have tried it all. And I've gotten to a really good state and I've done really well, but it is still super difficult. So the last few nights, the baby has slept from 11 till 7. So I have had 8 hours unhindered by external things. And still, I don't get quality sleep. So I feel like I've, been asleep that time, but I don't wake up feeling nice, which is another thing we'll talk about in a second. But basically, even though I'm asleep and nothing's impacting me, I'm not getting quality sleep. So REM sleep and deep sleep are really important. And there's a bit of a range for how much they should be. I think deep sleep is 12 to 20%. I very rarely get even the bottom of that range. So generally I get around 6% of deep sleep. So I have chronic deep sleep dysfunction, basically, lack of it. I don't get deep sleep. And a lot of very important things happen when you have that deep sleep phase. It's there for a reason. It affects memory. It affects tons of things. They actually have done studies, and when they mimic that level of sleep deprivation, it causes the exact same symptoms of fibromyalgia, the chronic pain, the chronic fatigue, all of that stuff, right? Sleep is really important, and I have hypothesized this for a while. So on the days that I do actually manage to get a good amount of sleep, I can feel it. There's just such a difference when you get like the right amount of deep sleep. But I can't even tell you like exactly what changes on the days that I do manage that sleep. I have the sleep hygiene, I have my supplements, I take my low-dose naltrexone, I do my meditation, I do my gentle stretching, all of it. And sometimes I sleep okay and sometimes I don't. So it's pretty tricky. So I'm pretty okay at going to sleep now. That used to be a real issue for me, but now I've got that sorted. I can go to sleep quite well. If I get fully woken in the night with the baby, it can be quite difficult to go back to sleep. But generally I can go to sleep now, but it's that deep sleep portion that's really eluding me. So insomnia really is any of those things. But basically, here's what it's like. You wake up in the morning and you feel like you haven't slept. You feel terrible. You feel lethargic. You feel like maybe 6 more hours of sleep would be great. And so you have to drag yourself out of bed. Then you spend the whole day knowing that you want to go to bed, but it's probably not going to help that much. And so you can see how there's much more to it than just struggling with sleep, right? So then you've got the daytime fatigue, then you've got the inability to concentrate, short-term memory loss, difficulty just managing all the things because you're so tired, right? And that's compounded, of course, if you have chronic fatigue as well and chronic pain as well, because they all mishmash together. It's harder to sleep when you have pain and fatigue, and that it's just a vicious cycle. One thing that's really helped me, and I know this is not meant to be practical, but I can't help it, is Yoga Nidra guided meditation. So that helps me have profound rest. Where sleep does not do that for me, Yoga Nidra does. So I will do a 30-minute Yoga Nidra each afternoon, and that makes a real difference for me. It helps me get through the day, but I've also noticed that as long as I do my Yoga Nidra, it's easier to get to sleep in the nighttime. So my theory is that if I don't do the Yoga Nidra, by the time I get to bedtime, I'm just overtired and my body is wired and I cannot get to sleep as easily. So Yoga Nidra is really important for helping me rest, but also get to sleep. That's my absolute favorite ever. I've got Yoga Nidra videos here on the tube, and I've got a whole course about it because I love it that much. It's actually my first recommendation for anyone with pain, fatigue, insomnia, overwhelm, anybody actually in the whole world, because everyone is stressed. I mean, look at what's going on. But the focus of today, so that's what it really means to have chronic insomnia. So think about if you've ever had a night where it was tricky for you to get to sleep or stay asleep, and you've woken up a bit tired. Imagine that being your life every single night for years. For me, it's been about 20 years. Yeah, I'm 36 and it's been about 20 years. I have not slept well in a very long time. So can you imagine what that's like? So that's the point of these videos at the moment, is to just try and explain the reality. It sounds so tidy when I say, oh, I have chronic insomnia, and you're like, oh yeah, I get tired, or I have trouble sleeping, but it's not the same. So next time anybody around you or your person tells you that they're tired or having trouble sleeping, maybe say, hey, what can I do to help? Because actually probably the main thing you can do is just eliminate any distractions from their sleep. Let them go to bed when they need to go to bed. Don't let anything wake them up in the night. If you're going away, do everything you can to protect their sleep environment. But again, I keep digressing into practical tips. So I'll leave it there. Let us know, how do you explain chronic insomnia and its impact on your life? And don't forget to check out my other videos in this series, and I'll catch you again soon.